Berkson. Here. Harper. Kurtz. Here. Petrie. Here. Schrader. Here. Esri. Here. Langenheim. Here. Quorum is present.
It is. Probably better if I'm not broadcast.
And I'm just here to answer questions as far as the Jesse case goes, the rezoning.
That's it?
That's right, yes.
Point of order, it's public participation, and we want to bring him back. Let's bring him back during the discussion of the item, please. Okay, in public participation, sir, there's no back and forth. You state what your comments are, and then we'll bring you back for any discussion or questions when we reach your issue. Okay?
Sure.
Please turn off the microphone. Just hit the button. Thank you.
All right. Are there any communications? Hearing none, we'll proceed to item 7, Greenways and Trails Plan 2013 Active Choices Project Status. Here we go.
Hello, this is an information item. I represent the county, as does Jeff Blue, on the Greenways and Trails Committee. And we have had some meetings this year, and I wanted to update you about where this process is. And so that's what this memo is. Essentially, you see the grant was received by from IDOT at the end of 2011, and that there's been a series of public workshops that were held during 2012. And so an existing conditions report was prepared, and needs assessment report was prepared. There's been a few ongoing opportunities for public input. Let's see. Essentially, we're at the point now of gearing up to complete this update of this Greenways and Trails plan. It was initially completed in 2004, and this is an update of that plan. So Gabe is here, Gabe Lewis, in case there's any detailed questions about this process. We're presently developing measures of, like, performance measures, he is, and those will be used to track progress of development of this plan. This distributed graphic was intended to focus on county areas, unincorporated county areas, and it displays the paths, the routes that were chosen, selected largely back in 2004 during that process. And I thought I'd just try to zoom in and try to let you know where those routes were selected so you have some idea. So it's likely that the timeline is that this plan update will be completed before the end of this year, 2012. Opportunities continue for public input. Thank you.
Ms. Petrie?
Yes. I have a number, and I'm glad Gabe is here, because I attended the last technical committee meeting in relationship to this plan. And I have no problems with the expertise that sits around the table. My problem is that CUATS functions under the idea that all the technical committee meetings are not under the Open Meetings Act, so there's no public participation in conjunction with any of the aspects of the technical committee. And then they have public meetings, and I attended the last public meeting. And according to the report, there were 37 people there, and out of those 37 people, at least 50% of those were either the planners in the community or the bicyclists in this community who are pushing bicycle lanes hither and yon. So at the most, there maybe were 17 people there outside of that one subpopulation that were giving any comments. And I don't see this as really getting true public input on this plan. And this is becoming more and more a modus operandi of getting public input as we hold these meetings. We just had one yesterday with District 5 and IDOT, and basically everybody there were either city engineers or county engineers, and the public isn't coming to these. And I really am concerned that we need to start focusing on different ways of getting public input. And right now, we are setting policy on 17 people, or 17 people plus 17 people at the previous public hearing, and that doesn't seem to be appropriate in setting policy and plans. And I've now been assigned as the county board liaison to the policy committee. I looked up the policy committee to see what they've done in the past. They meet once a year, and basically it's a rubber stamp for whatever comes out of the technical committee, where there's been no public input chance during the technical committee to ask any questions or give any input. I was going to write these comments to Rita and Gabe, so I'm really glad Gabe is here so he can hear these comments. And it's not the first time I've expressed these concerns about what is happening within the county and all the different entities and how they're going about saying, oh, yes, we have public input, when in actual fact, you aren't getting true public input.
Any further comments? Did you wish to address us? Well, the question is whether you want to. Well, please sit down. Fire away. I'm riding over
I'm
my
glad
committee
because-
here. I don't think there are any objections, are there?
There you go.
Hi, I'm Gabe Lewis. I'm a transportation planner with RPC. I would just like to say that we held 2 series of public meetings, the first in November, where we gathered input on where people would like to see routes for trails or bikeways. We held workshops here in Champaign-Urbana at Illinois Terminal, in Mahomet at Lake of the Woods, and then we're also present at the St. Joseph Comprehensive Plan Update meeting. And offhand, I think that was around 50 people we had. And then in April, we did have 37 people, but I don't know where that number is coming from, with half of them being planners and bicyclists, because I don't think so. Well, we have a sign-in sheet, and I don't think it's half. We had about 26 people at the meeting, and afterwards, we put the information on our website for review, and we actually got picked up by Channel 3 for a story where they advertised this to everybody in Central Illinois, and from then we got another 10 additional votes and comments back via email and mail. So besides that, we always do outreach by posting flyers, posting ads in the News Gazette, Facebook, Twitter, our website. We advertise through our member agencies, which we have 11 for the Greenways and Trails Plan. So if there are any other methods that we're missing, we're happy to receive those.
Talk about the bus because it does come up.
Yeah. We've also, that's a little bit of a separate project, but we are updating the long-range transportation plan. We have a community conversations bus where we've been doing outreach, going to events and around Champaign-Urbana, Savoy, Mahomet, Tolono. And we actually have over 700 responses on our survey with that cover residents in all of those communities. So that in itself has been really good to get public input from people who don't normally come to the meetings, which we really do want to reach out to those people. But in terms of this plan, we have advertised in a number of ways, but again, if there's a method that you think that we're missing, please let us know. I'll also mention that, as Susan was saying, we're wrapping up the draft plan this month, and then there will be a 30-day public comment period in November. And we already have presentations lined up at the City of Urbana and Urbana Park District, and I think there's another agency that I'm missing, but those board members and anybody attending those meetings will be able to provide comment to, so.
Go right ahead.
There is no validity and reliability to this methodology, and you do know that. And it's time for us to start using better methods to reach a more diverse population and getting the input. These methods give skewed results because of the subpopulations who will participate in these different ways that you are reaching out. And we're building a plan and a policy on doing it this way, and it just is not the right way to be doing it. And I really would like to see some concerted effort for changes, and especially on the transportation plan update. I've been on the bus, and I saw it isn't really getting a full, robust input from people spread all over the county and spread all over the north end. Those aren't the people you're getting on any of these replies. And these are the populations we really need to be sure that we reach.
True. We did actually do 2 events in Douglas Park for that, and like I said, we received over 700 responses. In that area, that plan covers Champaign, Urbana, Savoy, Mahomet, Tolono, and Mahomet. So it's not the entire county, but yeah, this county Greenways and Trails plan is. Right.
Okay. Astrid?
I do think it's possible that people who don't want to bike may not be interested in coming to meetings about bikeways, and people who don't want to use the bus may not be interested in coming to bus meetings.
Design bikeways, we want to design bikeways so people will start using bikeways, and we need to find out what their needs are.
The needs are the needs of bikers, not of the people who don't want to bike.
Any further comments?
Quick question, maybe kind of a little bit of a two-part. On this map that was distributed, all the shared use paths, am I right in that looking back a page, the shared use paths are physically, it says they're physically separated from the motor vehicle traffic? Where's all the right-of-way going to come from for all those paths that are proposed out in the county?
Sure. A shorter term is just, these are trails. Like Susan and I were saying, that most of this has come from the previous plan and then some public input. So regarding the exact treatment, whether it's going to be a trail or using the road as a bike route or share the road, putting up share the road signage would be determined by that agency at that time. This isn't to say that it's going to be that exact facility. And I mean, additionally, there are a couple efforts like the Kickapoo Rail Trail that have a group dedicated to it and funding that they've secured for that. So.
Any further comments? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Item 8. Recreation and Entertainment License, Egyptian Collectors Association, Buy, Sell, Trade, Champaign County Fairgrounds, 1302 North Kohler, Urbana, October 19th, 19th to 20th, 2013. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this application. Are there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Item 9A, case 758 AM 13. Recommendation to approve a zoning map amendment for Charles Jesse to change zoning district from AG1 to B1 Rural Trade Center on property located at 3702 West Old Church Road, Champaign. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Any comments by anybody?
I move we suspend the rules, so.
Yes, of course. If you want to talk, you're free to answer any questions.
Would you step, Mr. Jessup, please step to the, hit the button at the bottom of the mic. Thank you.
Now, who wants the floor? Patsy.
Thank you. I'm interested, first of all, to find out what type of business research you did to decide that there is this need for storage area in this part of the county.
Well, I went around and added up basically all of the square footage of the self-storage in this area. And then I took the total population, and there were formulas that I got to use that told me that there was a need. Were you wanting specific numbers or?
No, I don't want
Oh, okay.
specific numbers, but I am interested when you looked at what's available in the county, did you also look at what percentage of it is available, unused?
No, I would have no way to know that. The only thing I could go is the total square footage that is out there compared to the total number of people in the area.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions or comment? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
No.
Okay. Item 9B, case 761 AT 13, amend zoning ordinance by amending the Champaign County Land Evaluation and Site Assessment LASA system in Section 3, Section 5.3, dash footnote 13, add subsection 5.4.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. Discussion? Do you have any comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay. Page 2, item 10. Items to receive and place on file by ELUC to allow for 30-day review period. Preliminary recommendation from Zoning Board of Appeals, ZBA, for zoning ordinance text amendment. Case 732-AT12. Amend zoning ordinance by amending the requirements of section 7.1.2 for rural home occupations. Any discussion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. 10B, case 756-AT-13, amend the zoning ordinance by adding a requirement to section 7.1.2 that any new exterior lighting for a rural zone home occupation must be full cutoff.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Yes, ma'am.
I have a question of Mr. Hall. When this description of full cutoff, does this also pertain to any light pollution?
Yes, that's the intention.
Okay, thank you.
I would just like to point out that the description here, any new exterior lighting for a rural home occupation, that is actually, for some reason, not accurate. Existing rural home occupations that replace their existing light fixtures, those do not have to be full cutoff. This is only for new lighting for new areas or new buildings. But existing RHOs that have existing exterior lighting, They can replace those with any kind they want.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then a clarification on that. What if they move where that light is on the former building?
You're talking just moving the location of the light?
Yeah, to
Okay.
another place.
Yeah, that would not be covered. We'll have no way of knowing that.
What about if it's moved off the building to, say, a pole next to the building?
Okay, if they were to establish a new outdoor storage area, which they didn't have previously, then any lighting for that new outdoor storage area would have to be full cutoff. But if it's simply replacing the lighting that they have there, even though it's not in the same location, that would not have to be full
Okay.
cutoff.
Thank you.
Sir.
Yeah, maybe you can speak to this a little bit, John. When it talks about no exterior lighting fixture greater than 250 watts, to me, that tends to mean, okay, I want 500 or 400 watts worth of light, so now I have to put up 2 fixtures instead of 1, which is potentially even more expense. I just wondered where that 250 came from. Maybe it's idea of saving energy, but I've heard it from our sales guy in at Tepper Electric when like lower wattage bulbs, he said he's seen it that basically, okay, that means people put in more fixtures. So ultimately, there's no energy savings.
Yeah, that's a good point, Aaron, and this comes from the Dark Sky Association, that is the association that promulgates these dark sky standards. You're exactly right. The only way to control that would be to literally have a lumens per square foot or foot candle per square foot standard, which would be very difficult to enforce. Frankly, 250 watts, even at a full cutoff lamp, is a lot of light. And so, that is always possible.
It's not a deal breaker for me, but it's just kind of wondering, I guess, where it came from.
It could be that an energy conserving dark sky ordinance might limit something like that, but ours is based simply on dark sky, and the only thing we're trying to do is limit stray light pollution.
Okay, any further comments, questions? All in favor, say aye. No. Who? Oh, you, excuse me.
Yeah, I did have a question. I don't know what full cutoff means. Does that mean at my property line, that light has to be cut off, so it don't go beyond my property line?
That's the intent, but that isn't what it means. It means that when you drive by, that lamp is going to be so far recessed into the light fixture that there's no light escaping it above the horizontal plane. If you, John, I don't know if you drive along 150 between here and Mahomet, but there's a new parking lot north of 150. Well, it's several years old by now. It's the one closest to the interstate. And when you drive by there at night, you can tell that parking lot is lit, but you can't see a single light. And that is the best example in our county of full cutoff, although the new Hindu temple on County Highway 1 is also full cutoff. And it just simply means the lighting lamp is so recessed into the light fixture that there's no stray light above the horizontal plane of the fixture.
If I could follow up a little bit, then as I put the lights up on the farm buildings, I want them to shoot out as far as they can to see them trespassers or people coming to pilfer. And in essence, I can't do that if it exceeds the boundaries of my property.
Well, as agriculture, you certainly can.
So this doesn't apply to agriculture.
Oh, no, no.
Bless your heart.
Okay. Any further comments by anybody on anything? Okay.
Did you take a vote on that?
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Monthly reports. We got a monthly report?
Move to receive and place on file.
Second.
Any comment? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any other business that pertains to this meeting? I don't hear any. The chair has nothing to report.
I would like to say something, but I want to hold my temper tonight.
Go ahead.
So I'll say it in private to the person I want to say it.
Okay. Items 8 and 9A go on the consent agenda. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Only 9B,
9? Wasn't it this one?
this one.
Oh, 9B. Oh, I misspoke myself. 9B, excuse me. Okay. Are we, what, we'd like a motion to adjourn, perhaps? So moved. Second? There's got to be a second somewhere. Second. Okay, fine. All in favor, say aye. Aye. You're free to go.